Welcome to Yuri's Pleasure Dome. Anyways, this is my workshop that I made last year, about 4 months ago. It's mostly complete in terms of structure, still missing a lot of stuff, and one of the things I need is a place that I can work on. So I decided that I need to have a nice big ass table. Easy, right? I looked at some plans. I didn't look at plans. I looked at plans. I looked to buy one because buying is easier. I just kind of slapped it together, but I didn't really find what I was looking for. So I designed my own, and I even made plans. This doesn't happen that often. You'll be able to download this version, whatever I'm going to be building, and I'll update the plans accordingly if there's any changes. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do and how it comes together. I try to keep it as simple as possible and as cheap as possible that does the function I'm looking for. So there's a few things to this table. On this side we have the top. I was gonna go originally with MDF 4x8, but I found this in the same aisle. It was only a few dollars more than MDF. It kind of looks like MDF. It has a very nice finish. I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna have to look at the receipt. There's probably a name to it. Anyways, that's the top. I also have an intermediate shelf. And the shelf, just half an inch plywood, nothing crazy. The rest of the structure, or the main structure, is made out of 2x6. We have the secondary structure made of 2x4s, and the legs are made out of 4x4. On the plans, the page before last, I included all the items you need to buy. So here's the list of items, the wood part. I also have the screws. I was gonna do paint. You could also paint this. I'm gonna probably put a layer of lacquer on it. And the screws are in the bag. I'll show you what they are later. And all of these items that you need to cut out. On the last page of the plans, if you follow along, is the cut list. I usually don't do a cut list, but this time around I felt like for you may enjoy a cut list. Basically optimizing the uses of wood so you don't have that much waste. I'm gonna have some waste in 4x4 for the legs. It's just the way it's gonna be. And we're gonna have some waste in one of those boards for 2x6. The 2x4 is very little waste, so it's not a big deal. It's pretty much utilizing most of all of the stuff. There's some extra stuff, don't worry about that stuff. That's for a different project. So the table itself is gonna be 4x8. Height, 42 inches. I like the table to be high so you can work on it, right? Somewhere at like this level. If it's too low, like something more like a typical table, which is like 36 inches, let's say, then oftentimes you have to bend over to work. My back starts to hurt. I don't like that. I want to be high. I'm getting old, and I can always just cut the bottom of the table and just drop it if I feel like it. The only thing that I don't have, that was not in the store, are the caster wheels. So original plans have caster wheels so I could roll it around. I don't have them. I'm probably not gonna have them, just saying. So I'm gonna change some stuff as I build, and we'll let you know what they are. Nothing crazy at all, just the legs are gonna be a little longer. And let's start building, I guess. Perhaps. Why not? There's no lights here, so I need to use the sunlight. This platform is made, and it's basically the underside of the table. The only problem that I run into right now is that this board is twisted. There's nothing I can do about it, and that's me spending a good half an hour at my local big box hardware store trying to find a board that'd be nice, and you know, whatever, just have to roll with it. Part of life, you know? You know what I mean? Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the legs on this thing. The legs originally were, let me see, it was like 36.5 inches. Since I'm not gonna do the casters and this plan has casters, I might just update one that I'm gonna be making so that, you know, you have some reference. So I'm gonna make them at, cannot be 42, well, yeah, I'm gonna just make them at 42. So the desktop is gonna be at 42 and 3/4. I'm fine with that. So I'm gonna take the 4x4s and literally just gonna cut them in half. I'm gonna try to do my best to cut them in half. Yeah, let's get that. And I'm gonna mount them in. Yeah, and that. and we'll just continue. Okay. Okay. Alright. The legs are in. But like I said, this one is bold. So I pushed this down as much as I could. So the bottom of the boards are pretty much in the same plane, except for a twist. This will go away once the weight is on it. Or so I hope. We'll figure it out. You know, me and you. The next thing I want to do is a shelf, right? Now originally, like I said, was to have casters, so I didn't really want to have too much space on the bottom, just so my foot will be able to slide under. So, because it hurts when you just kick it, it's better if there's some space. Anyways, now that the table is this high, I actually want to use this bin as my height. So the shelf is going to be somewhere in the middle. I'm going to provide roughly ½ an inch space from the top of the bin to the bottom of the shelf, and we'll calculate from there. So let's see. I think this one is from Lowe's. Lowe's and Home Depot has the exact same bins. They're just a little bit different. Same volume, same everything, just a little height different, so they don't interchange. How smart of them. What a waste of product. Could have been the same. Anyways, let's see this thing. This is here. We are looking at 14¼ right now. I would say 14¼ No, let's make it 15 inches. Just so my brain can remember. Remember, 15 inches. So it's going to be 15½ to the horizontals, because the shelf sits on the bottom part. This way it provides you, you'll see it, you know, I don't want to spoil the surprise. You'll see. You'll see and be like, whoa, that's dumb. But I think it's smart. So we'll just do it. So we'll just go for it. Go for it. Alright, my square only goes to 12 inches. So, measuring tape. Oh, one note. My cuts that I made, I put them on top. Because I think the cuts from the store I got were nice and square, because my blade is not big enough. I have a very small blade. There's no cure but besides getting a new blade and a machine, but that's money. I don't want to spend money. That's why we're doing all of this exercise. So I put them on the bottom so that the top is nice and flat. I feel it's something to tell, you know, so you know. Whatever. Time to mark all the legs. 15 inch. 15½ sorry. See, I already get messed up. cutie. complete. We put it together. As you can see probably in the picture, it is torqued. There's nothing I can do about it right now, but I can still kind of untorque it if anything. And I can always just remove some screws, loosen it up and put them back together. But that's going to be after. The key part right now is just assembling it. And if I have to adjust something, I'll have to adjust something. It's not a big deal. Some people like to be super perfect from the get-go, which is fine. That's awesome. I like it to be this way too. But like I said, I got this piece of lumber from the store. It looks straight. It was one day here. It's very wet. It just dried up and it's torqued. So nothing I can do about that. Anyways, worst case scenario for this application, I'm gonna have to shim the table desk so it'd be nice and flat if it's too crooked for my liking. Remember, good enough is good enough. In a lot of cases, that's all it needs to be. And this is one of them, to be honest. Now, looking at the structure, because I dropped down the shelf, I don't actually need the cross bracing at all. So from this model, there's no cross bracing. They're just not required. But, however, I might put one over there just to tweak it. I can use the cross brace to twist the structure a little bit. Again, this comes after. Right now, my goal is just to have it together. So next part is going to be the shelf. Now, as you can see, I'm building it from the top down. Right, this is down, that's top. And that's because it just makes it easier. You don't have to bend too much. Even though you saw me bending a lot. I got the pad now. I forgot I had the pad, I have a couple more. But anyway, half an inch plywood is next. So let me get that over here. Okay. Oh, you guys what? Ah, so good. Okay. There you go. Now the sun is setting. It's getting dark. So don't wanna. It's already 2 o'clock. I can go a little bit longer. I think I can do this top, flip it, and put the top on. I think I can finish it, but maybe not adjust it. Now I'm just gonna line it up to the edge. Actually, not the edge, because it needs to go onto this. So it's gonna have to be offset by this much. Because this board sits on top of this. So I'll just add this much to it. Okay. Here's where it's not square, it becomes a problem. I'm trying to square up this corner, so I just have to cut one side and the other side. does not look like it's going to be the case. I think some of this is going to be a little longer than the other. Which is, I don't think it's a problem. Do you think it's a problem? I don't think it's a problem. One of the other things possible to do is put this brace on the outside for my reason, but this brace can be put on the inside. Same thing with this brace over here, the long one. It will be a joint there or something, but you could do it. I just want to be outside. I think that looks spiffy. This is looking okay. So next thing, literally I'm gonna mark where these beams are. All sides. This thing. Now, I have the marks. So let me show you. I think it's raining. Is everything closed? Yeah. Crap, I have stuff to do outside. Anyways, that's my problem. Now that I marked the beam, I can actually just go ahead and mark what I need to chop off. Ta-da! And that's my mark. I can go a little bit wider. Don't have to be tight. Important. Don't make it too tight, otherwise it won't fit. Okay, so all of this needs to be chopped off. On the other side, I have to rip down the entire length of the plywood, and same on the other side. So let's mark it up. Off the here. That looks about right. I need my string. I do have the string. I want to see if it's squared to the edge. This is 7 inches here. This is 7 3/8. I could just make it 7 3/8 or just 7. Yeah, let's just do 7. A little drunken line here. Ah! Fine, we'll just finish it off like that. Oh, rain stopped. Yep. Okay, and now this side. Mm. 6 1/4. Okay, this is very big. Guess I'll just go with it. It's 6 1/2 here, 6 1/4 on that side. So I'll just make something off of it. It's gonna work. I don't need my string. Where is my string? But I can just use the tape. Be good. Right, cutting time. Now this is plywood, so I'm gonna adjust my sew. Roughly here. One side. Two sides. prototype. There you go. I'm gonna push this back. Put that to hold it up. Okay. Back a little bit. Yeah, it's to be supported somehow. There. There. Alrighty, that's all done. I'm gonna have to fun eventually. Alright, next we need to flip it back. So this side was that side. So you need to flip it over. Technically it should fit as is. So let's try. Reel it. Maybe not. Just a little trim here and there. I made it a little too tight. That's what I was talking about previously. That fits. So I just need to cut off a little dribble here. That was all. Check. Yeah. Just a little bit more. Well, there you go. Almost complete, but not quite. Gonna have to go do some other stuff. I'll be back to do this thing in a little bit. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Let's see what we can do. Next thing for this is to put the screws to hold this in place. This, as you can see, is flexible. It's not really meant to hold too much weight. That's the thing. This is only for like miscellaneous things, just drop in there, like tool bags and whatever else. You know, what's usually staying on top of your table, taking up space, you would put it here, if that makes sense. If you ever have a workbench, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's never space on the workbench. This is for that kind of purpose. You kind of just... Alright, so at this point we have all the main structure in, and I don't know where my head is, so hoodie on. Anyway, so the full structure is on. That's pretty much all there is to it. I'm not doing any cross bracing right now. It's not necessary for this design of the table because this part is halfway through, so it doesn't allow the table to really twist, which is good and bad at the same time. So for now, it's good. So the next step is to secure the shelf to the board, and I'm using some number 10 screws. It's number 10, one and a half inch long, so it's going to penetrate pretty deep into the wood. To be honest, there's better ones to use for this application, better screws, but this works anyway. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start screwing together. Trying to put the screw every 6 to 4 inch. Oh, they're so pretty. I just have to show it to you. That is so cute. Look at that there. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, yeah. Okay. To make it better, I'm gonna mark, because my hand very sensitive. the desk is complete. Let me show you the bottom of it so that you can see what's there until I flip it over. Right, so here's the bottom of the desk, workbench, whatever. The screws are here, and that holds this place. Now the cool thing about this going all the way around like this, rather than just floating or anything like that, is that this plywood is actually holding the desk on the bottom together. It doesn't allow it to twist or move or anything like that. So that's a big benefit if you can secure the bottom or the sheeting together. Anyways, this is one of the stupid things to do that you can do. Let's flip it over so we can do the top. Hopefully I can flip it over alone, otherwise I'm gonna have to use the cherry picker. Alright, let's see. This is a little bit. It's roughly an 8 off across. So because of that twist on this piece, it's off an 8. It's good this way. Just this one is a little off. Okay. Let's get the skin or the top on it. Oh my, that's gonna be the hardest part. Because it weighs like a fucking ton. Let's see. Okay. Looks like I'll try to use the best for the top. But it kind of looks like this side is better than this side. So this is going to be down. Alright. Push it. The answer is no. This is speech on this side, but I don't know. Here. So I think this thing is not, it looks like it's a little bigger. No, it says not 48.96. Alright, this is Lowe's item 79611. So I'll look it up what it is later. Well, now the question is to square it up. What we'll do is, should be about 4 inches this way. And this way. No. Yeah. And 5 inch here. 4.5. It's 4.5 inches on the sides. And let me see. It has about a 1/2 inch overhang. Because it says it's 4x8. 48x86. It's 97. Okay, it's bigger. By 49. So this is not 48 by 96. This is 49 by 97. So you get extra inch. You know what I mean? Alright. Alright. So for this thing, we're going to use a sand screw to secure this to the structure. Let me see. It'd be nice to use a string, and I do have a string I can bring it. But I think it will defeat the purpose of this exercise. Using like extra tools that are necessary. So I'm trying to keep it minimal. So let me bring you closer. Don't want to bore you too much detail, but since this is the top, we can make it a little nicer than how I've been doing so far. So it's easy peasy. First of all, I squared it up. So every corner is 4.5 inches from this edge here, the platform, right? So you can see from this edge, this face to here is 4.5 inches all the way around. And it's roughly 1/2 inch overhang over this piece. This board is 8 foot and 1 inch, okay? I'm gonna put a screw every foot on this run, okay? So every foot I'm gonna put a screw, which means I'm gonna have extra 1 inch. So if I start 1/2 inch over, ain't gonna work right. You're gonna have a problem. It's gonna be too close to the edge. So the way to get around this, I'm gonna start 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches over. So then, if it's 6.5 inches this side and 6.5 inches on the other side, that's 13 inches total. This board is 97 inches. 97 minus 13, that's gonna be 84 inches. All right, 84 inches doesn't divide by 12 or by a foot, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, yeah, that's okay. We're just gonna divide it by 8. Okay. So 84 divided by 8 is gonna be 0.4 is 5. So every 10.5 inches, I'm gonna put a screw. If that makes no sense, don't worry about it. Now so that's the layout I'm gonna go for. 6.5 inch from each side, then 10.5 inch every screw. You could do 7 inches actually. So if it's 7 screws, sorry, 84 divided by 7, so 1,142. What? Okay. Okay. Hey, math. Hey, you plug a number, you get a number. It's like, what? Okay, so we're gonna do 7 screws total. So it's gonna be 6.5 inches from each side, and then every foot a screw. Now, this board is 1.5 inches, right here, 1.5 inches. So half of it is 3/4. This is 4.5. So 4.5 plus 3/4, okay, is gonna be equal to 6.25. So if we maintain 6.25 from the edge at all times, and then start at 6.5 inches, here is going to be the first screw. And then we just keep going. Actually, it should be this way. 6.25, 12, boom. I'm just gonna go mark them all up. Five and 5.25. I messed up. 4.5 plus 3.25 is 5.25, not 6.25. It's very cold, my feet are freezing. I don't want to be here any much longer than I need to be, but I do want to just finish this so I don't have to go back to it. So I messed up the screw hole. There's 2 of them. That's okay. I can just fill it in if I want to. I don't want to, so I don't really care. I could just use some, I think I have some patch or just wood glue and this dust bush shaving and just shove it in there. Maybe. The screws are just a little too short for this. It's perfect for the plywood, but just a little too short for this stuff. So in some areas that I couldn't catch over there, I just went back to the 3-inch ones, and they work just fine. And they have the ability to pull the board in more, which is great because they have the shaft. So I just want to put two more screws or maybe 3 more screws on this section here, back and forth, to catch the center. Because if I'm going to put a vise or anything like that or clamp it, this part moves, this part doesn't. So I just want to secure this. The middle part, where I had the bracing, not a problem. I'm not going to do anything over there. It's only there to hold everything together so it doesn't shift. And wherever there's weight on the top, we'll just hold it down. But I'm not going to mount anything in the middle of the table that I think about right now. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to do this really quick. And then I'm going to do a walk around of the table so you can see what I'm done. Okay. So here is the table. I'm going to update the plans that I made before. So it's a lot. It's not a lot. It's actually basically the same table. But that's a few modifications, like no casters. There's a side-mounted casters I can put on if I want to. Right now it's okay. The table is sturdy. Very sturdy. Very nice. I messed up a couple of holes. There's 2 holes. This one and over there. I might feel it. I might just leave it as a reminder to do math better. And most of these holes are flush or submerged a little bit. And I need to clean it up, obviously. But with use, it's gonna get better. I think this overall is a nice project. The bin fits with some clearance, so that's nice. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you why I did it this way, the shelf, not the other way around, which is more common, is that if you throw something in there and it rolls, it's just gonna get stuck there. It's not gonna fall out. So if you're moving this table around with junk inside of it, if you don't have that border, you're gonna have to somewhere secure it. Obviously, if it's a lot of weight, you can move it, but it's not really made to put a lot of weight on it. It's just for miscellaneous stuff. If I wanted to put additional weight, I would put additional bracing, probably use a 3/4 plywood instead of 1/2 plywood. So the reason, also, one more point, the reason I didn't want to use plywood for the top is that it has nicks and imperfections. Now you can get a very nice plywood, obviously, but it costs so much more. This thing was like $48 this time. I'm gonna put the pricing below for sure, because you can pull it up from my receipts and whatever. But I think it's overall is pretty substantial. I'll give you a wide view of this thing. I think it's pretty nice. Anyways, thank you for tuning in and watching my nonsense, because I got nothing else to do. Actually, I have a lot more things to do. Well, I'm procrastinating, so I'm gonna I did the table instead of other things. Anyways, I like it. I can definitely put a whole engine on top of it and work on it. without killing my back. Yeah, pretty spiffy, I would say. Very spiffy. I might put casters later, eventually, the side mounted ones, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, ciao!